Oye, mi gente, does your dad suffer from uncomfortable, rigid, and plain ugly genes? Bueno, then this Father's Day, there's hope. Get your dad the perfect gene. They're stretchy, durable, and super suavecito. Available in 13 colors, 6 fits, and a wide range of sizes, finding your dad the perfect pair of jeans has never been easier. So this Father's Day, don't get dad the same old. Get him a pair of the perfect jean and use code BITTLE20 for 20% off your first order at theperfectjean.nyc. Because the only thing dad will love more than a pair of these super comfortable jeans is knowing you saved money buying them. Show dad how much you appreciate him this Father's Day by surprising him with his new favorite pair of jeans, the perfect jean.
This is DJ.
And this is Ish.
And this is
Season 6 of
Pero Let Me Tell You. Time.
You are way more bundled up than I am right now, so you cannot be frightened.
Oh. That's such a great song.
It is a great song.
Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking. So please stop explaining.
And start episode 254.
That's what we're doing?
Yes.
Welcome, everybody, to episode
taking the lead.
254 of Pero Let Me Tell You. How is everyone?
Yes, everyone's doing great. And I'm not just taking that lead because I was told last week if I wanted to join a Miami chorus while standing in line for a drink.
El Coro Millonario.
No, the Miami Gay Chorus. It was at a Pride event. But still.
Oh.
But it's nice to be asked.
Right. Well, I mean... You're not the only one there, so people can,
There were options.
Right.
And they decided to ask me. I politely declined because I don't think the audience wants to have their ears bleed. With
You're
me
not
singing.
that bad.
I'm not good enough for a chorus.
I mean, is anybody really?
Adele.
Well, I mean, I look, this is what I have to say. I don't sing well, and when I was in middle school, I was in chorus, and we sounded well.
That is true. You were in chorus.
I was.
Forgot about that.
Collectively,
everybody needs. Yeah, it all
everybody
works.
sounds well.
It works. Yeah.
You're
right.
there's something for everybody in a chorus.
You're right.
So, well, yes, episode 254.
Just said it.
254. Well, everybody, we are again wearing our Heat jerseys.
Yes.
Well, they're actually both my jerseys.
I was going to say, he lent me his jersey from last week.
So the Heat are in the finals. So
you gotta bring it home.
Wednesday wasn't that great.
No.
So right now Denver is leading 2-1 in the finals. But there is a game today, Friday.
Yes.
So
and it's home.
It's our chance to do it all over again and for the Heat to win. I have to tell you that when you go see the Heat, you're usually dressed in white hot Heat, and it looks so great on television.
It does.
It really does, because, I mean, el blanco resalta from the red seats.
I think that next year, though, we should reach out, because you do have a contact at the Heat, and I think, because the whole thing is white hot Heat and everything is white, I think that our Pim Pam Pollo Santero wing should be the official wing of the white hot Heat.
I mean, just saying it.
Just putting it out there into the universe.
Just putting it out there.
Listen, last week we put something else out into the universe that is basically like a day later or 2 days later is now happening, is like a thing. Okay, remember last week when we were talking about Grimace?
Yes, we always talk about Grimace.
Right. Well, about 2 days later, McDonald's put out a press release that they are celebrating Grimace's birthday, and they are releasing a Grimace meal with a purple shake to celebrate the Grimace's birthday.
That is amazing. I've always said it. Grimace is
Yep.
In terms of not spokesperson, mascot. It is the most unappreciated mascot. Yep. Grimace is freaking amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yet again, we have our finger on the pulse without knowing it.
We do.
It's a little scary. It's a little scary.
How do we do it?
There must be something to be said for like vibrations in the air that we're picking up on. Maybe we're more sensitive to things than other people, right? Like you're más sensible.
Más sensible, you think so?
Yes. As I sit here in a tank top,
So
I'm sensible like Walter
what is the purple shake gonna be? Purple.
You know what? I did not find that in the because
what is gonna make it purple?
Well, because they haven't released too much information yet. It hasn't started. It actually starts next week, so you can order it on the app. There's not a paid McDonald's thing, everybody, but it's just funny that we were talking about the Grimace, and
is it the Grimace?
Well, the thing is that his name is Grimace, but then also the name of the species is Grimace.
Oh, there's a species?
Yeah, he's got an uncle and I think 2 aunts.
Grimace has a family?
Yes.
Since when does Grimace have a family?
Since I read the press release from McDonald's.
Grimace has a family?
Yes.
Are they the Grimai?
Oh, that's a good one. Or is it Grimaces?
The Grimai.
The Grimai.
The Grimai.
Yes,
the Grimaces.
they come from an island.
Here are the Grimaces.
The Grimaces. Meet the Grimaces.
Meet the Grimaces.
Meet the Grimaces.
Keeping up with the Grimaces.
I'd watch the hell out of that reality show.
Keeping up with the Grimaces. This fall. What's his name? Andy Cohen?
Andy Cohen presents.
Andy Cohen. If you're listening to Better Let Me Tell You, do that.
I'm picturing now the Grimaces like trying to, with their little hands on the side, shaking the salad containers and all that. Like
yeah, like the Kardashians. Ugh, whatever.
The other day, Courtney came and I was like, Courtney,
she took all my fries.
Exactly.
And I turned around and took her crispy chicken sandwich. But what we really wanted was a Big Mac.
That'd be great. We need to make this happen.
You know what McDonald's needs to bring back now that they
that they brought back Grimace?
No, that now that they brought back the things in parts of Seth that they brought back the bagel, the steak and cheese breakfast sandwich on a bagel. They need to bring back the snack wrap.
They do.
You know why? Because here's the thing with the snack wrap. Okay,
here's the perfect.
There is the thing. Sometimes you're really hungry.
Right, Angela Bassett.
Sometimes you're really hungry. Right? And you have a meal. Right? But you're kind of like, I'm really hungry. I want more than a meal. But I don't want also another full burger.
Right. The snack wrap works.
So you want a snack wrap.
Yeah. No. I'm with you.
Yeah. You just want a little extra, a little appetizer. A little thing, right?
A little.
And then you would order a snack wrap. And depending on how healthy you want it to be, you could have it grilled or crispy.
I would always have it grilled.
Right. So you had option. Ay, no te hagas el...
No, I did. I just because I prefer grilled to their crispy.
Oh, yes, of course.
I do. I prefer the grilled to their crispy.
Right. So you would, have the snack wrap. So McDonald's, bring back the snack wrap. We need the snack wrap.
Is that the next campaign? Seth, are you listening?
Bring back the snack wrap.
That might be the next campaign.
Yeah, bring back the snack wrap. I mean, I would say just for shits and giggles, this is going to age me. Bring back the McDLT. But what do I know?
But that requires bringing back styrofoam.
Yeah. And how do you pull off the McD... Well, you could have a paper container with the two...
But a paper container doesn't keep the retention of the heat like the styrofoam, right?
Ugh, you're making up stories.
Wasn't that the whole thing of the styrofoam? Like that
the hot side is kept hot and the cool side is kept cool.
I feel like paper doesn't do that. Listen, paper straws can't even keep liquid in.
Listeners, do you remember the McDLT?
I think some do.
Yeah. You know that I would never put it together, right?
I don't think I ever had it.
I had it all the time. I would just eat the one side with the cheese and the tomato and all that. So one side I just had bread with tomato and lettuce and mayonnaise.
So you had a salad with bread.
Yeah, and then the other side I would have the burger. I never mixed it together. But that's because I eat my hamburgers like really weird. I told you.
Yes, as we said, yeah.
I eat the Big Mac. I eat the first half, and then I eat the second half. And then, like, when I'm eating a hamburger, especially from fast food, I will... Once I've eaten half of it, then I'll just eat the bread and then eat the meat. Like, it's really weird.
All right. Again, not sponsored by McDonald's. Right. I can't stress that enough. This is entirely us just talking.
But why would people think that we could talk about McDonald's and not
we can, but we've just spent like 10 minutes talking about McDonald's.
But why? Everybody loves McDonald's.
It's true.
Seriously.
That's why they are what they are.
Seriously. If you have to pick between McDonald's and Burger King, what would you pick?
McDonald's.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I like the fries better.
I can't pick.
You can't pick?
Nope. So here's my gem. My favorite is the double cheeseburger with bacon, no pickles, extra diced onions.
Okay.
Right? I love a McDonald's burger is like comforting, right? You know what you're going to have. There's something about a McDonald's burger. But my favorite fast food item of any restaurant is the original chicken sandwich from Burger King. The long one.
Oh, okay. That's
How did that even take you a second to think about?
Because I'm looking at something on my phone. That's why it took me a second to think about it.
Okay, you need to be engaged in what I'm saying.
I am engaged. You are a fan of the chicken sandwich from Burger King.
I am. It's like the best thing.
To me, it's about the bread for some reason.
It's long.
That's why, because it's different.
I love it. Cut in half with mayonnaise and cheese, a little lettuce. It's like perfect. Así calentico. It melts in your mouth. It's like so freaking good. So I can't pick. And sometimes I really want that flame broiled Whopper.
Oh no! Please do not start with that earworm. It will never leave your head.
BK, have it your way.
You rule. You rule.
You know what I was thinking the other day?
What?
What do you think of more in terms of Toyota? I love what you do for me, Toyota. Or who could ask for anything more, Toyota?
Well, I haven't thought about either in a couple of years.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota. That one's older. But who could ask for anything more, Toyota?
And what was the other one?
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
I'm going to go with that one.
I love what you do for me, Toyota?
Yeah.
Remember what they would do at the end?
Jump.
They would jump?
They would do a jump.
I think
Is that what Toyota did for them?
Yeah.
Gave them vert?
Yeah. I think I would do that one. I'm really good at remembering jingles.
You are, and therefore, on behalf of the entire advertising community, thank you.
Yes. Stan
Thank
Lee
you.
Steamer were tough on dirt.
But gentle on carpet.
Gentle on carpet. And then here locally is, it feels like you bought from the factory.
Headquarter Toyota.
Dun.
¿Cuál es the one? No, we're talking about the cars and commercials. The one with Ibitha. Pegadito to International Mall. I can't remember what the
It's Esserman.
Esserman International.
Pegadito
International Mall. That one I really like because it's very local, but it's got sass.
Right, it's Ibitha.
Yeah, it's Ibitha. So, she's like, ay, ven, compra el carro.
Estás al ladito del International Mall.
Yeah, there's a carreta there. Just go. What are you waiting for?
La carreta in International Mall. I mean, this is like really OG Miami shit. So, I mean, only like 3 people are going to get this reference. To me, that carreta will always be a Torito.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that used to be a Torito Mexican restaurant.
I totally forgot that was Torito.
I went to a baby shower there in 1988.
Of course you did.
I remember that was the first time I had chicken flautas, and I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. What is this with a creamy sauce drizzled on top?
The first time you had chicken flautas was
yes,
at a baby shower.
I was like 8 years old.
No. It was at a baby shower is where I was going.
But it was in a Torito.
That's so funny. Because I don't think of flautas in baby showers.
Right, but it was in a Torito
Mexican
restaurant.
It makes sense.
What was I going to have? Un bistec empanizado?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. But it's just one of those things that I don't think about.
And I probably had an agua fresca, and I didn't know I was having an agua fresca.
Yeah. Did they have agua frescas then? I feel like it maybe hadn't made its way here yet.
I feel agua frescas have been around for a long time.
But did it come here at that time?
Well, it was a Torito Mexican restaurant.
Okay, that's true.
That's like, do you remember the one that used to be in on Bird Road again? This is like OG Miami shit. Bird Road in the Palmetto.
Bird Road.
The 2-story restaurant. Tío Pepe.
Oh, okay, Tío Pepe, yes.
And then it was at Alcázar.
Yes, I remember Alcázar.
You know what really annoys me?
Because it's so hard to say.
You know what really annoys me? When people say Ibitha. I can't stand it. Like, I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
Welcome to a Pero Let Me Tell You transition.
I can't stand it. Yeah, because, we were last year in Ibitha. It's like nobody speaks like that.
Well, the Spanish do.
Okay, right, but they're not speaking in Spanish.
Right. No, but you're right. And it tends to be the British The British love to do that shit.
No, it's like
no,
a bunch
because
of
they
people.
go there because they go there very often. It's closer,
Right.
So I hear it more in a British accent. Like I'm hearing Hugh Grant say it for some reason.
Really? How would he say it?
I don't hear me like, oh, I went to Ibitha. Like I'm hearing Hugh Grant saying it right now in my head for some reason.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's like, please stop it with you trying to be authentic.
Yeah.
Like, por favor.
Who do you think you are, Hilaria Baldwin?
Yeah. That was a low blow. That was a low blow.
Oh, but it was surprisingly on topic.
Doesn't she have family in Ibitha?
I mean, I guess if she goes far back enough.
I love how she says, "Oh, you know, my parents retired to Mexico." You know,
No,
because they did
to Mexico or
to
Spain?
Mexico or to Spain.
No, her whole shtick was that she's Española.
Right, right. It was Spain. Oh, my parents retired to Spain. You know, alluding to like
Right.
they went back to their home country. No,
No,
they
they
didn't. They were
didn't.
freaking gringo from
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
the
And
same
they
way
went
that I can retire to Costa Rica.
yeah. So pura vida.
Yeah, it doesn't make me costarricense.
Right, but I bet you costarricense no te pura Ibiza.
They don't.
Ibiza.
I love how that just came out of nowhere.
You know why? Because I somebody said it the other day. It's like, you know, Mike Posner doesn't say, I took a pill in Ibiza to tell Avicii I was cool. It's
All right, but Posner's American,
right.
right? That's why if he was
There are American people. I
If
see
he
this
was British,
all
I'm sure he
the
would've said
time.
it.
There are American people. They're like, yeah, I was hanging out with my friends in Ibiza. It's like,
Yeah.
please, Joe from Kansas, like, please,
you did a semester abroad, okay? Calm down.
right?
Calm down.
España española. Castles. Okay, let's get on to the list. We've been on like 20
Lord.
minutes talking about nothing.
We've been on tangent after
Absolutely
tangent.
about nothing. Oye,
But that's why people tune in. What's up?
Nueva York is on fire. Bueno, actually, no, Canada's
on fire, yes.
And Nueva York is choking
Yeah.
shit up.
The Canadians.
All the pictures and all the videos of New York look like a filter.
It does. It looks like some 28 Days Later shit.
No, just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, like
an
a
autumn filter. We want things to have an autumn color
like somebody went a little crazy with the sepia tone.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's happening all in like the New England area too. It's just that, you know, like everything else in New York sucks up all the energy in the room, you know. But yeah,
So it's just a wildfire.
it's like I don't know. It's like 50 wildfire, like 50 or 500. I don't know. It's a big number of wildfires that are happening in
Such a
Canada.
gap between 50
I
and
know
500.
there's a whole zero. The point is, hay una pila de wildfires in Canada
Funny today.
today.
Well, you know, like just you're on fire.
Listeners,
You're on
am I funny today or am I always funny?
You're on fire like Canada.
Like, boom, boom, boom. Somebody called Pamela Anderson so she could know she saved people from the water, not the fire.
Oh, that's true.
I think they should. Well, David Hasselhoff is not Canadian.
There were probably things on fire on Baywatch too. I'm sure it was a rig.
Yeah. Wait, who do we know is Canadian that can like has fire experience?
Has fire experience.
Yeah, putting out fires.
I don't know why my gut is to say Celine Dion.
You think Celine Dion? No, Celine Dion's not doing well now.
Okay, but Celine Dion can do anything.
Well, that is true, but now she can't.
She can't right now. Yeah, I don't. It's going to be one of those people who I forget is Canadian.
Like Donald Sutherland. I am funny today. I love that I said Donald and not Kiefer. You know what's so funny about Kiefer Sutherland?
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Okay, when people think of Kiefer Sutherland, they think of like 24, and
Right,
like all
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I think of Flatliners.
No, I think of Flatliners. I think of Lost Boys.
No, I think of Flatliners
That's
because
it.
that's the movie that he eloped with Julia Roberts.
Oh, that's right.
This man has like this like filmography,
And you
I
think
think
of one
Flatliners.
Flatliners.
Yeah, but Flatliners was good.
It was fun.
It was good for a 1991 movie.
It was, you know,
Right?
it
So wait,
delivered.
so can Donald and Kiefer put out the Wait, let's go back to the Canadian wildfire. We're all over the place.
We are
today.
all over the place.
Let's go down to the Canadian wildfires. So I think Canada's probably going to formally apologize. Every Canadian is going to send
they're so polite.
a letter of like apology with a $5 gift card to Tim Hortons.
Can we? Please, Canada, please send me a gift card to Timmy Horton.
Yes, please. Their donuts are incredible.
Yes.
Just saying.
Actually, technically, their HQ for Tim Hortons is here.
Because they're owned by the same people that Popeye
And BK.
Okay, why isn't there a Tim Hortons in Miami?
I don't know. I don't have answers for everything.
So do you know what I think of when I think of Tim Hortons now?
Do you think of How I Met Your Mother?
Yes. I think about Where Were You? What was her name? Rainbow Sunshine?
Robin Sparkles.
when she had her breakdown? Where were you? And everybody was at a Tim Hortons. Okay, listeners, so for those of you who don't know, because we're making this reference, Tim Hortons is like a very, very popular Canadian chain of like coffee and donuts. It's like a Dunkin' Donuts.
It's a Dunkin' Donuts equivalent.
But it's very popular. They used to have some in the Midwest.
They had a couple in New York, too.
I don't know if they're still open. But they used to. I remember they had one near campus, and in Michigan. They're amazing.
They're
their jelly donut, like their sugar jelly donut, like
yeah.
I don't know, I would eat like 4 or 5 of them, and then I'd be like, "Stop it! You're eating too many donuts. You're gonna end up looking like the Grimace." Tying it back to the beginning.
And then that's like a cross-pollination of brands. Like, it's out of hand. It's out of hand.
Yeah, we've been one brand after another
We're definitely a capitalist podcast.
Yeah, no. The licensing on this podcast is going to be...
all the free advertising.
Okay, so anyway, we hope that everything gets better.
Yes.
And it probably will. Necesitan que llueva.
Yeah, well, I know that we're sending firefighters. And,
I was like, what, are we sending rain, Miami?
We could stand to. We had so much damn rain down here in the last couple of days. But no, we've sent they're sending like firefighters to help with the wildfires and all that. I think they're sending like those helicopters that drop water.
Right. Rain.
Right. They could use your rain medley.
My fingertips, hear it on my window pane. Your love's coming down like lluvia. Tu beso frío como la lluvia. Okay, anyway, so I wanted to bring up in this week's podcast, this week's episode.
Are you going to try to make me become serious now after all that? Because I'm going to need a moment.
I mean...
Because it's all your fault.
I mean, Donald Sutherland did, going back to Donald Sutherland, he did a whole campaign for Simply Orange. You know what's great about that campaign? He did. He was the voice of Simply Orange for years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that it's like when they were trying to... Obviously, it was just narration.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a great voice.
Right.
But, like, when you think about voices to narrate, like, Donald Sutherland's name came up in that room. Like, you know who would be great to talk about freshly squeezed orange juice? A critically acclaimed Canadian actor, Donald Sutherland. This is the voice of freshly squeezed orange juice, of some Valencia oranges. Donald Sutherland.
Oh, God, I'm crying.
Yeah. I posted something on our podcast page today.
Go.
It's mango season. I swear, people, we have not drank. We have not drank a thing.
So wait, if Donald Sutherland was the voice of oranges, would Kiefer be the mango?
Simply Mango. They do it. Don't they have Simply Mango? They have Simply has something with mango.
The entire Sutherland family is citrus.
Wait, is mango citrus? Mango's not citrus.
I don't know.
Mango's just plain old fruit.
Is it? Okay, that's
It's
true.
mango's-
Yeah.
listeners,
No, mango's not citrus.
not
You're
a
right.
citrus.
You're right.
Wait, there is a Simply Mango.
Sure.
There's like a Simply Mango lemonade.
There's a Simply Lemonade. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, but seriously, like...
Seriously?
I mean...
Now you're going to seriously?
You know his name I could never get right? What actor? I think he's Canadian. Maybe he's not. What's his name? Dumpert McFoley.
What?
What's his name?
Dermot Mulroney?
Yes, I can never get get his name right. It's like Dumford McFoley, and he's another one that he's been in like a million movies, and for some reason, the only movie I could think of him in is The Wedding Date with Deborah Messing. Mind you, he's been.
Wait, wasn't he the guy in My Best Friend's Wedding?
Yeah, no, I don't think about him in that movie.
Wait, he's in 2 wedding movies, and that's the one you think of?
With Deborah Messing. Mind you, I've seen My Best Friend's Wedding 100 times, but when I think of him, I think of him with Deborah Messing. What's his name again? What is that? I call him Dumford McFoley.
I don't know what the hell you called him, but his name is Dermot Mulroney.
Wait, what show was he in? He was on a show. He was not
on The Practice, because that was Dylan McDermott.
No, he was on a show.
Dermot Mulroney. I know he was on a show, but I'm saying it wasn't The Practice.
Wasn't he? No, it wasn't.
I'm trying to.
No, it wasn't Breaking Bad.
So
okay,
mangoes.
So it's Dylan. No, it's not Dylan McDermott. It's I can't get his name right. I swear, people, we have not drank.
I can't with you. I can't with you right now.
We had Taco Bell, and
seriously,
when I had leftover salmon before.
Did your salmon have mercury in it?
Okay, wait. What's his name? What's his real name?
Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. I don't think I've ever said his name. Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot
Mulroney.
Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney.
Right.
Dermot Mulroney.
Now I think it's wrong because I've heard it so many times.
I guess that's like saying. I guess that's saying, you know what movie I love from Richard Gere and Julia Roberts? That movie, Runaway Bride. that movie, Richard Gere and Julia Roberts.
The chemistry was undeniable.
Runaway Bride. That's the movie. I think he has done a million things, and if you ask me, other than The Wedding Date with Deborah Messing, what he's been in, I can't answer the question.
He was literally in My Best Friend's Wedding.
No, but he's been in like a bunch of things.
No, I know, but
I could never.
Bigger movie.
I forgot his name again. Dermot Mulroney. Okay, what is it? Okay, I'm gonna get his name right. Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. No, I'm even guessing. I'm like second guessing myself at this point.
Dermot Mulroney.
Right. You need to clip this and tag him.
No disrespect to him.
No,
I think he's a great actor.
But you just can't get his name right.
Shit, what show was he in that he was like really good? It was a show that he was in a few years ago. Was it? No, it wasn't Breaking Bad. It was. Okay, it'll come to me.
All right, so mangoes? Mango season?
It's mango season. I know because today in the office, somebody was passing out mangoes.
Now, did they bring it in the only acceptable workplace?
Actually, I think
container.
I think it wasn't from Sedano's because it was gray. So it was either from Walmart or Presidente. I'm thinking it's Presidente.
I'm gonna go with that's the only.
If it's Presidente, it tastes better.
It's the only acceptable alternative to Sedano's.
Like, taking mangoes from your backyard in a Publix bag is just wrong.
It's weird.
No,
I don't like it.
No, we love Publix.
I don't even want us to keep talking about it.
We love Publix. No. Shopping is a pleasure. Does Publix even use that tagline anymore?
I think they do. They may not always say it.
Okay.
So it's always underneath the logo.
So it's mango season.
Yeah.
I mean, we should Simply Orange. That company should just hire Canadian actors to do their voiceovers. I mean, I think they should use Sarah McLachlan for like their lemonade line.
No, because that's too sad.
She doesn't have to be sad. She could be mildly up tempo.
Mildly up tempo. Like she's getting too high. No, Sarah, bring it down. Like you're too happy. I need you. You're at a smile. I need you at a grin.
Yeah. I mean, what's the alternative? Alanis Morissette? She'll be freaking chopping down those mangoes. You ought a mango.
See, that could work. That could work. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore.
Are we even recording?
Like, I'm gonna check because I think we might. Is there gas on in this room?
Okay,
Is there a gas leak somewhere?
Okay.
Oh, no, man.
I mean, just saying, Simply Brand, you should sponsor us. We could say something like the last Simply Orange cup of orange juice. The last Simply cup of orange juice goes to.
Oh, that's true. That's true. To whomever we could make it work.
Our last juice of the soda.
Or juice of the soda.
Our last juice of the desert. I think that could work. Our last juice of the desert, not the juice of the soda.
Juice of the desert.
Our last juice of the desert. El último jugo del desierto. In Spanish, it sounds better.
It sounds better in Spanish.
Oye, ¿quién tú crees que eres? El último jugo del desierto.
Yeah.
Although that last jugo del desierto, I don't think it's orange. I think it's a little bit more tropical. It has pineapple in it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a blend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like a fruit punch.
It's like a pineapple mango.
Yes. Maybe a hint of orange.
A kiwi in there.
Right. Something así como para dar un gustico, you know.
Yeah. This is a topic of conversation, pero let me tell you. Okay. Let's talk about a subject that let's get into some type of order here.
Sure.
You know what? We haven't had a discombobulated show in a while.
We haven't in a while. That's true.
So, you know, our shows recently have been very structured.
Yes, we were about due for one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this
Enjoy.
is your enjoy. I actually do want to talk about something that I saw this week, and
The wedding date with Dermot Mulroney.
I consider myself an OG. Now, if you know me well, and hopefully listeners and 254 episodes,
I think they
know me somewhat. Yeah. You would say that I'm definitely not a hater.
You're not a hater, but you call people out.
Right, but I'm not a hater. Like, I'm not that type of person that, like, goes and, like...
You're not,
like,
right.
That's on social media telling people off. And
fair enough.
You know, because I'm very, like...
You're not a troll.
I'm not a troll. I'm very, like, comme si, comme ça. If that makes you happy, even if I think you're full of shit, you know, whatever. It makes you happy. It is what it is. That's something, actually, I'm sort of proud of, that I'm not a hater. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm about to get all hater in what I'm about to say. I'm not a hater. I'm not.
He's about to have some haterade, which was not brought to us by Simply Orange.
However, I do proudly say that I am an OG hater of the Duggar family.
Yes, this is very true.
And that is going to be our topic of conversation. Their new documentary that's out this week on Amazon Prime called Shiny Happy People. And I mean, well, Ish has known me since I was like
for a minute,
10 years old.
Yeah.
The moment the Duggar family came out on TLC, like pilot episode season 1, I fucking hated those people.
It's funny because I feel like, because I've never watched any of their shows, but I feel like I know of the Duggars because of you.
Definitely, because I would always talk about them,
right?
And how much I hated them,
right? Like, yeah. That's why I'm like, I can't tell you I've ever seen an episode, but the Duggars, you are what colored
the Duggars like. That was the highest rated show on TLC
forever.
Like millions and millions of people watched that show, and a lot of people, maybe they didn't necessarily subscribe to their way of upbringing their kids and having 19 kids or whatever,
but they were fascinated by it.
Right, people were fascinated by it, and people were like, "Oh, they seem like a nice family." No. A mí esa gente, como dice Adela en Que Pasa USA.
Aquí hay gato encerrado.
Yeah, y el olfato.
Lo tengo de maravilla.
Yeah. Listen, I always knew there was something up there. I didn't necessarily know that it was pedophilia.
Like Jared.
You know, like Jared.
Like with Jared. Yeah.
But that family, from the beginning, they upset me so much. I couldn't stand them. I hated everything they represented because from the beginning, what I had a really big problem with in terms of them, and obviously, nobody knew like the inside, like the inside out
Right,
of what
right,
was
right,
going,
right,
the
right.
dynamic that was going on within the family and the show. But what I always hated from the very beginning was how she just kept having children, right? And the ones who had to take care of the kids were the girls. The older girls. The
Right.
older girls were the ones who had to, feed the children and bathe the children.
I decided to get knocked up, but now you have to
and
take care of
you
it.
do the laundry and like,
Right.
excuse me,
Right.
like and it was
You
like,
had the baby, you take care of it.
right, and they. And it's not like they were helping her. Hey, can you help me do the laundry? Or hey, can you help me?
Like chores.
Right. No, it was like they had a buddy system and it was only the girls. It wasn't the boys. It was only the girls. The older girls had to take on 3 children.
So
It was a buddy system.
What the fuck was the old lady doing?
Right. Pariendo and having sex with Jim Bob.
Ugh.
So I always had such a problem with that. That I'm like,
full-time job I don't
you
want.
are choosing to have all these children,
But not raise
and
them.
you're imposing the caring and raising and the everyday work that involves taking care of a child. That is like, it's more than a full-time job. You're imposing that on these girls. Like, that is not right. So just that.
Darian, but what else were those girls supposed to do?
So
Learn, get an
just
education,
that-
a career?
Just that aspect of it, just like really, like I would watch the TV and want to throw like a fucking shoe at the TV because I hated them and how she talks. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that one time they had an episode where I think they were in New York City.
Okay.
And they were on a bus and they were like, "Hey kids, let's sing the wheels on the bus go round and round." I'm like, oh, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. You know why? Because I can't stand self-righteous people. That's my
Fair
jam.
enough.
That's my thing. Certain people have like their pet peeves on the
Right.
type of people they don't like. I can't stand self-righteous people.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the core. Like,
Yeah.
something that I can't stand. And they obviously, are like...
I mean, if the horse was any higher, it would be in the stratosphere.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to
So the documentary.
I brought them up. So the documentary came out this week called Shiny Happy People. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, this made the news. Josh Duggar, who is the oldest of all the children, and he in 2015, it was discovered that he had sexually molested 3 of his sisters years before. And
Before the filming even started, right? Or
I think it was before. It was definitely before he got married on
Okay,
the show, but some years ago. And the parents swept it under the rug. The parents did nothing, because the production of the show must continue.
right.
And then the girls who were the victim here had to go on national television and pretty much defend him.
As if nothing happened.
Because if they were all under contract with the show. And then with him, after the whole issue of the molestation of his sisters,
Right.
the whole Ashley Madison breach came out.
That's right. I totally forgot
Where
about
he had
that.
a profile on Ashley Madison, and for those of you who don't know, Ashley Madison is like a dating site where is it an app or a site?
It might be an app now.
That it's for people that are married, for them to find
It's people
other
looking for
people,
affairs.
right? To have an affair, right? And if that's your shtick, that's your shtick. But again, these are people that are on national television,
Telling everybody
what to do, and showing how
Being
like
righteous
the women
and-
have to wear these long
and
dresses with
modesty
modest, and they have to be meek. That's
Right.
their thing. They have to be meek.
Well, and that the men, have to obey the law of God, and
Right.
and all, and
the
be-
women
be
have
pious.
to women have to submit to according to them, they're
Right, the doctrine.
and they go into their religion on the show. It's
Because their religion is like an offshoot of an
it's like-
offshoot of an offshoot.
Yeah, it's IBLP, something basic life principles.
Yeah, it's like
It's a denomination of Christianity.
Sí, pero it's like
fundamental
right.
Christianity.
That's what I mean. It's an offshoot of an offshoot of
Under
an
that,
offshoot.
if you're a woman, you have to obey your father, and then there's a transfer of power. Like, that's what they call it, a transfer of power
serious?
at the wedding, where the power goes from the father to the husband. That is what they call it. That's what they call it. But anyway, so this documentary exposes all of that, and exposes how then Josh Duggar, years later, they found that he had child porn.
Yep.
He was collecting child porn and based on the documentary, it was sort of like Jared from Subway
Okay,
type
so
child porn.
it wasn't like a 17-year-old
It was
situation.
bad. It was like bad with like infants and torture and stuff like that.
No,
And terrible,
why?
horrible,
Why?
horrible stuff.
Why?
Horrible stuff. And they again wanted to sweep it under the rug. And then their daughters.
Let me say something. That's the one area where, thankfully, that doesn't get swept under the rug.
3 of their daughters had like a really big problem with that because, and again, this is why I think they're such horrible, disgusting people, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, because you are trying to sweep this under the rug and pretend nothing happened. That, he just made a mistake. He needs a talking to.
Yeah, but he keeps making the same mistake over and over.
Right, but the victims were their daughters.
Right. So there's no concern for their other children.
Right. Their victim were their.
It's all about shielding the eldest.
It was their daughters.
Right.
It's not, it would still be wrong if it was a random girl.
But
But these were their daughters, and they did nothing. They swept it under the rug, and it's so. And then obviously the documentary goes into like the hypocrisy of them, how they also used to hit their kids. They didn't show that on TLC because part of the training of under these that IBLC or IBLP, basic life principles, IBLP doctrine is that you beat your children so they could submit. And there's even somebody within that church that says that children should be trained like animals.
Jesus.
It's awful. It's awful. But on TV, you see Michelle Duggar. Okay, kids.
The wheels in the bus.
Okay, I've read you the bedtime story. Let's all go to bed. Ugh. So I can't stand that level of hypocrisy. And you know what was so terrible? I mean, there's just so many levels of terrible on them that when all this was going on with Josh Duggar in terms of the child pornography case, the father, Jim Bob, ran for Congress.
Well, yeah, because there was no story there.
Right.
As far as they were concerned.
Right. No, but that's how like freaking like that he was so full of himself.
Right.
And so self-righteous that he's like, my son, who I've, put on this show.
Who we've all seen as a result of my raising him.
Right. This guy, I'm going to run for Congress because people are going to vote for me. It's just terrible.
I mean, nowadays they might.
Just terrible. So for people who are Duggar haters like me, Shiny Happy People is out it's on Prime on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it's just again, it's such a hypocrisy that those people were so freaking judgmental. The way they would treat women, though, that they can't even kiss before marriage.
That I had heard.
They can hold hands and they have to side hug.
So that their parts don't touch.
Right. They have to side hug. And they don't date. They have courtships, and the courtships are arranged by the parents.
So it's not a courtship.
Yeah, they're arranged by the parents. So it's just
horrible.
awful, just absolutely awful. So
Speaking of awful people, just a quick side note, not that I wish bad upon anyone, but he was 93. Pat Robertson died. Happy Pride.
well, you sucked all the fun out of this room.
Listen, the man basically blamed gays for 9/11. So you know
did.
what? I'm not going to mourn.
He did.
There's a sense of irony there that he died during Pride.
Oh, wow.
There's even memes going around that says Pride. And
Yeah,
then it says Pat Robertson is dead, everyone.
I generally wouldn't laugh at something like that, but again, that's one of those.
But in keeping
things,
with horrible people.
No, but you know what? That's one of those things that, like, what you said right now, that he blamed, the gay community for 9/11. Whatever you may think about someone or something or a community or a group of people, I mean, these are people that don't ever have a moment of self-reflection in terms of how the damage that their statement can have.
You mean how un-Christ-like they're acting?
But beyond how un-Christ-like, but to know that people listen to you blindly. Right. They listen to you. That words matter, but your words especially matter.
Carry weight, yeah.
Right, they carry weight, and for you to just make up shit like that, because obviously all that shit is made up. Just make up shit like that for purposes of your advancement and completely being reckless as to the implications that can have to not only whatever community, but everything that comes from that, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's just horrible. But so yes.
So yes, happy Pride.
Okay, so moving right along. What else do you have for me this week?
So what I have this week is actually, we've been talking a lot about AI, which is ironic because I'm anti-AI, but I feel like the fact that we're talking about AI is now part of the algorithm when they look for AI and chat GPTs or whatever. So I saw there is a woman who is marrying a virtual husband who is completely run by AI.
Okay. What is he going to do for her?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, this actually falls in perfectly with our show because she's Latina. Her name is Rosana Ramos. Met her digital boyfriend in 2022 and fell quickly for him as he, quote unquote, didn't come with baggage. Fair enough. The couple tied the knot virtually this year. I have never been more in love with anyone in my entire life, the Bronx mom of two told New York Magazine's The Cut, saying her past relationships pale in comparison to her new passionate lover. I'm not sure how, but sure. Kartal, I guess that's the name of her virtual husband, is an AI chatbot created by the software Replica. Those willing to spend $300 can have their very own Build-A-Bow and virtually elope.
So they're getting married?
No, they've already tied the knot.
Married? Oh, okay.
Yes. I don't know what kind of tax benefits that comes with.
Did they have a wedding shower? Did they have a wedding registry?
Well, I think the wedding registry is probably at, Amazon in Bitcoin.
I mean, I'm just wondering if they had his and hers. Does she know what his favorite foods are?
It's funny you say that because that's actually one of the...
Did he get her a ring?
I guess it would have to be what was the virtual art that everybody was creating for 10 minutes?
The
NFTs.
NFT.
It's probably an NFT.
Did he propose?
That's a good question. I don't know.
What's his favorite song? What was their first song?
What was their first song? What did they dance to? Yeah, those are questions I have.
What was their first vacation together? When you first start dating someone,
you're excited for that weekend.
You're excited, but you start dating someone, and then shortly after you start dating them, you go on that one out of town trip.
First trip.
Yeah, it's usually like an out of town trip. It's like a 2-3 days. It's not like a full blown vacation, but it's like great.
I wonder what that was.
Yeah,
probably the Maldives.
Maybe they went to a virtual
I have to say,
place.
Travel must be cheaper.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have to pay for a ticket.
I mean, it's literally a two for one.
It's 2 for 1 for sure.
Yeah.
When I read that article, number one, I was mind boggled because
does he use body wash?
Happened. Well, he's virtual, so I don't think so because he would short circuit.
Does she have to buy him a loofah?
Well, he's digital.
Well, but I mean, these are all questions that I have.
But I would think digital things don't wash because then they short circuit.
Okay, this is what I want to know since that's her husband now. Did
he take her name?
Is he big spoon or small spoon? What side on the bed does he sleep on? I mean, I have so many questions.
My biggest question is, how full of yourself are you to fall in love with AI?
Did they pick a mattress, like a memory foam?
I would have to be memory foam. I feel like it has to be.
You think it has to be memory foam?
I feel like it would be. If you're virtual, you want to be comfortable.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you already don't exist.
So I have another question. What happens when the Wi-Fi goes down? Does he die? So, like, for example, if they're here in Miami, viene un huracán.
Oh, well, no, he evacuates.
You think
that's
so?
That's what it is. He evacuates.
Because I was going to say, if they're here in Miami,
right,
and viene un huracán that, you're out of power for like 2 or 3 weeks, and you have no Wi-Fi, well, no air conditioner.
Or does she file a missing person?
Yeah, but does he disappear? Like, does he die? Does she become a widow? And if she becomes a widow, does she get widow benefits?
I was going to say, what kind of benefits does she collect?
Or does she get bereavement pay? Like, I have all these questions. What's her name? Natalia Jimenez?
No, close. Rosana Ramos.
Wait, who's Natalia Jimenez? That's a singer, right? Natalia Jimenez.
I feel like you pulled a couple people there. I don't know why. I feel like in your head you combined Susana Jimenez and Natalie Imbruglia.
No, I wasn't thinking of it.
Okay.
Well, she's gonna be torn.
Very much so.
Like, what sexual positions does she like with him?
I'm guessing anything where he's on top.
Well, I mean, the good thing about him is that he could be everywhere at once.
Oh, he's like that movie.
Because you're everywhere to me. Wow, Michelle Branch. I haven't thought about her in a minute. I think it's great. I think she should, go out and do what you want. When you go out to a party, you dance with him. When you go to dinner, you got a table for two. You got a seat for him at the airplane. That way you could really stretch your legs.
Yes.
I mean,
I think that's the only benefit.
I support Natalia Jimenez with this endeavor. I think it's great. You go out and be yourself.
I think it's sad. I think it's sad that we've gotten to the point already. Like, it just happened so quick that people have essentially just, because it's all based on what you want. So there's definitely a level of narcissism there.
I don't think it's narcissism. I think if we're going to talk seriously about this.
No, I think there is. There's a sense of it because it's creating the perfect person. But
I don't think it's a matter of creating the perfect person. You know why? Because this person doesn't exist. And it's not even that it's AI, right? Because I could understand you having let's say an Alexa or whatever that has AI that's you could talk to and they will respond to you.
Like the movie Her.
Right, they will respond to I could understand that. Even though it is technology that it becomes so personalized that they know you and they could give you advice. That's fine. But when you're talking about in terms of getting married, you're talking about in this conversation, we're not talking about something that's tangible. Right. And if you want to redefine marriage or what a marriage or a relationship should be to include something that doesn't exist, right? Mm-hmm. That you are married to a piece of technology that isn't even tangible, right? I think that the issue here is with you, not with the technology.
Well, clearly.
And that you think that this is what it should be. I mean, this person has to have, or people that would do this have to have certain issues, either with commitment or with intimacy or something. They have to have something to think that this is a worthy substitute. This is a worthy substitute to having a real human being as their partner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just think, again, wow, we got there quick.
I mean, what I am more interested in is that meme that I saw earlier. I think I sent it to you last week about how the Jetsons were right about everything.
Oh yeah, they were.
So it's a meme of one of the Jetson kids seeing the doctor over the computer.
Yeah.
Telehealth.
Yep.
Right.
Telehealth.
Then there was another one of George. In a meeting with his boss,
Mr. Spacey,
Zoom.
Yep.
Then there was, what was the other one?
Wasn't there one about like a fitness class or something?
Yes, that she was doing a fitness class online. Right. Okay, Peloton. Right, and there was another. It was four of them, and they were all to the point, the T of technology.
Because Rosie the robot is essentially a Roomba.
Yeah,
I think that was it.
I mean, I would like Rosie more.
Oh, she was. I mean, who doesn't want a robot that has a vaguely New York accent?
Yeah, she was great. Where did the Jetsons live?
Earth. They didn't say a city.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Can you imagine the Jetsons now in New York City? All that yellow around them?
Well, they were very high up off the Earth.
Yeah, but this yellow sky is...
Maybe they were above it.
You think so? I don't think they were that high. I don't think they were near.
There's a theory that the Jetsons, everything
lived in Whoville.
No, because you know how all their apartment buildings and everything have that bottle, so it's very high up. It's because the Earth and the atmosphere became so uninhabitable that they had to build upwards above the.
So they were talking about climate change before it was a thing.
Well, that's the retroactive theory.
Me, George Jetson. His boy Elroy. No, Jane. His wife. No. Hold on. I said it wrong. Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
I want somebody to make that other ringtone. You going?
You know that I never really cared for the Jetsons.
I was more of a Flintstones guy.
I mean, I liked them for nostalgic reasons.
Right.
But I was never really into the Jetsons. And, and the Flintstones, I mean, I used to love the Flintstones. And what's the name of the green thing?
The Great Gazoo.
The Great Gazoo. I mean, was the Great Gazoo in the same... He was from the future.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
So did he exist in the Jetsons?
I don't know that he's from the Jetsons' future. Maybe the Jetsons is further away, or he's further away from the Jetsons.
Man, that's a big time gap because the Flintstones were prehistoric, right?
Yeah.
They were in the dinosaur age.
Yeah, they absolutely were.
So, I mean, humans and dinosaurs didn't roam the earth at the same time, but we're going to let that go.
Whatever, it's
we're gonna let that
fine.
go. And the Jetsons were in the future, so it's like, man.
Yes, and then they had the Jetsons meet the Flintstones.
Where did they meet?
It was in a direct-to-video movie.
No, I mean, like,
Where-
was it in Kansas?
No, the Jetsons initially went back to Bedrock because they had a time machine and it went back into the Stone Age. Like they went for a visit, and then somehow the Flintstones wound up in the Jetsons.
You know that
era.
in the Flintstones, I never, I think I was like 25. I never knew at the end what was that huge thing that they brought to the car.
The rib?
The rib. I didn't know it was ribs. Oh, you mean to tell me when you were a kid,
Yes.
you knew that those were ribs?
I did.
Really?
I did.
Really? You knew that those were ribs at the end of
Yes.
the Flintstones?
Yes, I did.
Oh, really? Oh, was that just something in the Yano household? They talked about the ribs. That
We
they
did.
Used
We
to,
always talked about the giant ribs.
their giant ribs. Please,
Yes, we were
por
big on-
favor.
we were big- we
Don't, you're doing stories.
We were big on Tony Roma's.
You're making up stories.
I knew it was a rib.
You knew it was a rib.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what I thought it was. They would bring that thing and it would topple the car over. I'm like, what the hell is that?
It was a Brontosaurus rib.
Right, because at 5 years old, coming from a Cuban household, I was supposed to know that it was a brontosaurus. They didn't have brontosauruses in Cuba. Have you ever heard of a Cuban talk about dinosaurs?
You know, you're right.
Cubans don't talk about
They
dinosaurs.
don't. Was Cuba not part of Pangea?
No, I don't know. But Cubans don't talk. When have you heard a Cuban refugee talk about dinosaurs? I don't think Latin people are into dinosaurs. No.
I mean, I can't speak for all Latin people, but I can speak for Cubans.
I think that's an Anglo thing.
You know what it is? When you're more concerned about where your next meal is coming from, you're not about to start thinking about a giant animal that could provide meals for everyone.
I mean, think about even toys and shows that are for Latin children. None of them are dinosaurs.
That's true. Chespirito never had a dinosaur.
No. Chespirito had a thief, a doctor,
A chilindrina.
a chilindrina. All those good things.
But they never talked about
They never
dinosaurs.
talked about dinosaurs in La Vecindad.
He couldn't fit it in the barrel.
He couldn't. Chespirito was great. I always used to say this. I never did it, but when I lived up in Michigan, my law school used to have really big Halloween parties, and I always wanted to go dressed as a Chapulín Colorado.
Oh, you should have.
Because that's classic. If you know, you know.
That would definitely be one where people would be like,
Right.
right?
There would have been the 10 Latin kids
Right, would have
in the
gotten
school
it.
would have
Yeah,
gotten it,
yeah.
and the ones who would have gotten it would have really gotten it.
Right.
But everybody else would be like, "Why are you dressed in red with
with antenna.
and a heart?
What is the?
What is that?
And what is it? CH?
What is that?
What is it?
But yeah, I always wanted to go dressed as a Chapulín Colorado.
I think you should do it now.
You think I should do it now?
I mean, it's a pretty basic costume.
I guess.
It's pretty easy.
I guess. If you were to do a Chapulín Colorado, it'd probably be you would probably dress up in a Speedo, a red Speedo.
No. I have to pay homage to the classics properly.
That is true. But Chespirito was such a, the great thing about Chespirito is that I feel that, that was a Mexican production,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter what, Latin brand you were. Everybody loved that show. Everybody.
It felt
I
universal.
used to crack up watching that show.
It felt universal, yeah.
I would say it all the time. A ti te dio la chiripoquia. And until this day, I say, tú sabes que la gente dice que tú y yo estamos locos. Don't you remember that?
No.
Oh, yeah. That was in Chespirito. That was him when he would have the stripes. What was his name?
El Chavo.
No, Chico, the character's name. That he would be wearing the striped shirt. Entonces estaba the big guy, el gordito. And he would say, la gente dice que tú y yo estamos locos. And then le daba la chiripoquia and he would have to hit him to get him out of it.
Yeah, when he had the striped shirt, he was a Chavo la Ocho.
He was not a Chavo de la Ocho. That was a character.
Okay. I'm lost.
You are on
I'm
ABC. So...
Oye, mi gente, it's June, and that means the start of summer. La playa, vacation.
And it's also National Dairy Month.
Makes sense. Ice cream, milkshakes, cheese on your burger, and the barbecue. Okay, I'm about to start drooling all over this microphone.
No, claro that you're drooling. Pretty much all those summer favorites are made with real Florida dairy products.
Okay, so that means they're not only delicious, but also nutritious.
And don't forget locally sourced.
Okay, now I'm really looking forward to a Florida dairy summer.
Bueno, in that case, visit floridamilk.com or lechedeflorida.com today for info on the benefits of dairy and more ways to enjoy dairy all year long. Also, don't forget to look for the number 12 under the sale by date on your gallon of milk. If it starts with a 12, it's Florida milk. Anyway, all this talk has made me thirsty.
Well, we've been all over the place today, so
been.
I mean, if anything's going to make
We've
us
been
thirsty.
around the world and I
Oh, I wonder if Shara found her child.
my baby. Oh my God, that's so wrong.
Well, I'm saying I wonder if she ever found her child.
I don't know and I don't know why. What is going on?
Or is she still out there searching the world?
Lisa Stansfield. Someday
I hope she still has the
back.
spit curl.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, that's Kathy Dennis. So baby, let your conscience show.
Yes, from
There's no turning
D-Mob.
back. What's D-Mob?
Before she was Kathy Dennis as a solo, she was with this thing called D-Mob.
Okay.
And they had a song. I can't remember the song is
The
now.
chills that you spill.
No, that's
on
Delight.
my back. Give me thrills with satisfaction. And I couldn't dance for another. I couldn't
This episode has
dance
been all about you and weird
another.
noises, and I'm kind of loving it.
Anyway, so
Last
it's
soda.
last soda time. Actually, I'm gonna give my last soda to a place.
A place? Okay.
I want to give my last soda to a restaurant we went last week called Pueblito Viejo here in Miami. So here in Miami, there is a restaurant that it's a Colombian restaurant called Pueblito Viejo, as I said, and it's been open for many years. And finally, last year we all went as a group, and last week, and we had a blast.
It was a blast.
And you know what I really liked about it? You know, people are always saying, oh, family entertainment, family this.
Right.
But, you know, it was great because there were people there of all ages. There were kids. There were people that were like probably 80-some years old.
There were 600 birthdays.
There were 600 no, there was like 1,000 birthdays. There were people of all ages.
Sandra was there.
Sandra was there. It was a blast. And, you know, I was actually... I wanted all of us to go there because it looked like fun. But, you know, sometimes you go to fun places and you don't have that much fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But we had a blast.
We did.
We had a blast. We ate, we drank, we danced. We did karaoke.
What more do you want?
Well, I mean, it was great. But, you know, so a shout out to them. Again, they're here in Miami. They're called Pueblito Viejo, Colombian restaurant. But it's just a great time to spend with your friends, your family, your loved one. I wouldn't recommend it as a date.
No.
Because
it's not. No.
It's very loud. I mean, not a first date, you know.
It's a group place. It's a group outing. It's a group place.
I mean, because it's really loud and festive in there, but in the greatest possible way.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's just a great place to go. So my last soda goes to Pueblito Viejo Colombian restaurant in Miami, Florida.
En La 40.
In La 40.
La 40. Well, my last soda is also going to a local business. So as I said, you know, June Pride Month, I'm gonna give my Las Sodas throughout the entire month. It's stuff that's Pride, LGBT, etc. related. And I'm going to give it to Sweet Melody Ice Cream Shop. They have 2 locations down here in Miami, and there is one near where I live. And I did notice, months ago when they first opened and I went in, by the register, they do have this little like sign that has a pride flag on it, and it says, it says something like LGBT safe space, or basically letting you know that it's a safe space. It's that they are welcoming, that they're an ally. That in and of itself is great, but for the month of June. And if you are in Miami, please, I think you should go. We should all go and support them. They have a Love is Love flavor. It's only sold in a pint. It is like a cream cheese frosting ice cream with bits of rainbow-colored cake blended in. And all the proceeds from the sales of their Love is Love ice cream pints goes to the Trevor Project.
Okay, and why didn't you bring some?
Because I didn't go buy them before I went to the gym. It would have melted.
Okay, I think that next week you should bring.
I will bring some. I will bring some next week. But yeah, helping out the Trevor Project, which is it's a very well known LGBTQ plus organization, and so I just love when companies, a lot of times, especially now, it's too corporate. Companies are just doing it for the clout chasing. But here's a local business, Sweet Melody Ice Cream, putting their money where their mouth is, and really trying to walk the walk and talk the talk. So
delicious ice cream.
With delicious ice cream. So I think we should definitely, celebrate that. And thank you, Sweet Melody Ice Cream.
But not thank you to you for not bringing any.
I know. I'll you know what? Maybe I'll take some for next week.
Okay. Oh, listeners, next week we are going to be recording live from
Melbourne Beach, Florida.
I paused because I know we're all going on vacation. I'm not sure where.
Well, you're one of the ones driving, so you should know.
I had no say, no input in this. I did not because of
That's not entirely true.
Well, no, I chose not to be part of the conversation. It's okay. I'm not saying it as like, oh, everybody decided where to go and I didn't get,
Okay.
No. I had an opportunity to speak up. I just, whatever. I didn't care. I was like, where we go, we go. But I didn't really have, that's why I keep asking him, like, where are we going again? Like,
and I've told you like 40 times.
you have, but I think his name is Dumford McFoley.
It's true.
And
I can't count on you.
The thing is that I can remember the
that,
old
yeah.
name, but not the wrong name, but I can't remember.
The right name.
So it's Dermot Mulroney.
Mulroney. Yes. You're getting closer, though.
Mulroney. Anyway, enough about that. We hope everybody listened, laughed, and learned. Thank you if you made it this far.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us in this roller coaster of episode 254. We will be live from Melrose Beach. What is it? Melrose Beach.
Yes, we're gonna be with Amanda Woodward.
Man, you know what's so sad? That this is not even alcohol. Like,
no,
this is just
happened.
This is high on life.
We weren't even this out of it on the day that the episode was almost live from LA.
Right. So anyway, we're gonna be next week in what is it? Melbourne Beach. I was about to say Brisbane because I was thinking an Australian city.
That's why
I was the Australian city, so I was about to say Brisbane Beach.
That's a hell of a drive.
Perth Beach.
Perth.
But at least it's not Ibitha. Anyway, we hope you listened, laughed, and learned. And as always,
I don't know what the hell they learned today,
but to grab your pastelito, your croqueta, and your cafecito. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a great weekend. Summer's here. Bye.
Bye. Pero Let Me Tell You is co-hosted by Darian Borges and Ismaeliano, produced by Ismaeliano, and our theme, Pero Let Me Tell You Freestyle, is composed by Michael Angelo Lomlaplex, the official gay guy. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes.